come in, sir?
Come in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
You are from Gurgaon.
Yes, sir.
Are you working somewhere?
No, sir.
Not yet. Okay. A large number of multinational corporations and other companies are based in Gurgaon.
Yes,
Why? What is it that attracts these companies to Gurgaon?
So the first reason is vicinity to Delhi. That has helped Gurugram to attract so much of the MNCs. Secondly, is the government is working upon the connectivity and infrastructural development. And thirdly, it has improved in its manufacturing policy and automobile sector, and it is becoming a hub for IT sector also.
Your subject is agriculture.
Yes, sir.
What are the main crops of Haryana? Do you know?
Yes, sir. The major crops in Haryana is rice, wheat, sugarcane, cotton, maize, barley, and gram.
Now you have been involved with street animals.
Yes, sir.
Does that include stray dogs also?
Yes, sir.
In Delhi, there was some controversy earlier relating to stray dogs, as a number of children were attacked and even killed.
Yes, sir.
And so, what are your views on the issue of stray dogs?
Yes, sir. So this is a really concerning issue, and it needs a holistic and multi-stakeholder approach. It is very sad that kids are being mauled to death by a pack of dogs. The first thing is the municipal corporations needs to work for the implementation of the animal birth control rules. Secondly, it is the responsible dog feeding that the dog feeders have to do. Thirdly, it is the resident welfare associations who has to decide some spots where the dogs can be fed, along with ensuring that such areas are not in close vicinity to the park or where the children are available. So it is needed. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. IFS is one of your options.
Yes, sir.
So you must be following developments around us.
Yes, sir.
One of them is the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which has now gone on for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think, what was the reason why Russia launched its special military operations in Ukraine?
Yes, sir. Russia launched its special military operations on the basis that it claims that the Luhansk and Donetsk region have Russian population and they are being violated by the Ukrainian government. So in order to ensure that their rights are protected, and secondly, it has a concern regarding Ukraine joining the NATO, due to which it started its operations.
Okay. But NATO, any country which is sovereign and independent can decide to join NATO, and it is up to NATO to decide whether or not to accept Ukraine as a member.
Yes,
so
sir.
Why is Russia concerned?
Sir, NATO was formed largely as to counter USSR. So basically, it have its own concerns that it can create security concerns on its own borders.
If Ukraine joins, what will be the security concern of Russia?
The first one would be the military deployment that NATO can have. Second is the greater influence of USA in European works. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Suman,
Yes,
you
sir.
come from Gurugram, huh?
Yes,
Gurgaon. Okay. Is it a planned city?
Sorry, sir.
Is it a planned city?
Yes, sir, it was planned, but now it is, due to the upsurge in the population, it is now becoming unplanned.
Earlier it was a planned city.
Yes, sir, it was decided in 1980s that we will be coming up with the automobile sector and IT sector. But however, the growth, phenomenal growth that it has obtained and the population that has come to it, it is now becoming an unplanned city.
So do you think it is only because of that some people who have been involved in property, selling and purchasing, they have actually created such a ruckus there?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about this.
Property prices are very high in Gurugram.
Yes, sir.
Okay. DLF has
Yes, sir.
launched a project with
Yes, sir.
50,000 rupees per square
Yes,
feet,
sir.
which is not the price even in Bandra,
Yes, sir.
Santa Cruz, So do you think such prices are sustainable?
Sir, it depends upon the demand. The region is very popular for its employment and its vicinity to Delhi, due to which it attracts so much of the population and due to which the prices are higher here.
Okay, vicinity of Delhi. You are planning to be in civil services.
Yes, sir.
So do you think a civil servant, if not provided with government accommodation, will be able to even take something on rent?
Sir, as per my knowledge, the civil servants are provided the accommodation, and yes, it can become a little difficult for them.
So
to
your
afford.
juniors who are not provided with accommodation, they should take something extra money?
Sir, I believe that the government provide allowances in case the prices are high.
Okay. Suman, there has been paper leak in Uttar
Yes, sir.
Pradesh, covered in newspaper also. The chairperson has been recently changed. Today's
Yes, sir.
newspaper you have followed?
Yes, sir.
Was it there?
Sorry, sir. I
Okay. Fine. How can we control such paper leaks when so many people want to be there in government jobs? So
Yes,
it was, which examination it was?
Sir, it was the police constable exam where 47 lakh people has filled the papers and unfortunately it got leaked. It had impacted the rights of the students. And the government has come up with its own measures, like the central government has brought a bill which will curb such cheatings, and high punishment would be provided of 10 years, up to 10 years. And secondly, it is the process that needs to be made transparent, and involving technology, we can do that. Thirdly is we need to question that why are so much of the people are going for such exams.
That's my question also, Suman. What can be done in the employment scenario where self-employment becomes one of the preferred destination for young ones? You are also a young person.
Yes, sir.
So you are going for civil services, I can understand.
Yes,
okay, full of aspirations, and it is promising career.
Yes, sir.
But as a constable, and why they do not go for self-employment and they are involved in everything about it?
Yes, sir. So firstly is their aspirations and their skills have a huge gap. The skill education is lacking. Secondly is with the rise of the technology, some jobs are being taken by the technology. For that, we need to relearn and upskill ourselves to become more compliant with the technology, and youth can take up. Thirdly, I believe that the textile sector and labor-intensive sectors are where we can work upon and utilize our manufacturing capacities so that major people can be employed there.
Okay, my last question from you. Why farmers of Punjab and Haryana only are generally involved in any sort of agitation for MSPs? Why they are always involved?
Yes, sir. Sir, the farmers of Punjab and Haryana have brought in the green revolution, and the major procurements for the MSP are done only here largely. And we can see that although there is APMCs being developed, now the cost of production is increasing as compared to overall India. So they have their own concerns that they won't be able to match up to the rising cost of cultivation, and they also want social security.
So you support their agitation?
Sir, they have some genuine concerns, but some are unrealistic expectations.
Sir. Suman.
Yes, sir.
Are women safe in India?
So we are working upon it, but sadly it is not in a good condition. And in the recent case of a Spanish woman being raped, it is a sad moment. We should work upon it.
So if I were to ask you, what are the 5 steps that come to your mind to improve the present condition, the present setup, that the gloomy condition that we are living in?
Yes, sir. The first is the law enforcement, regular patrolling where such hotspots. Second is the use of technology. Major CCTV cameras can be installed, and with the artificial intelligence, if such cases happens, we can get informed at early pace. Thirdly is 24/7 helpline should be there, and police should be accessible and mobile to reach to the women. Fourthly is the community sensitization that we need to do. We need to sensitize about the rights and the consent of the women, and also the necessity of the bystanders to intervene if such cases happens.
Do you think we need to have capital punishment for such crimes?
Yes, sir. We have capital punishment, and also in the recent bills, it has been strengthened that in such cases of heinous crimes, the death penalty will be given.
But what do you think? Is death penalty a strong enough deterrent to prevent a crime from happening?
Sir, it is given in rarest of the rare moment, but it has not been proven as a larger deterrent. Yes, sir.
One nation, one election.
Yes, sir.
It was in news recently. It is ongoing discussions are going on. And according to you, should we comply with the one nation, one election formula, or what? Or should we not?
Yes, sir. So one nation, one election can have its own benefits. It can help us to reduce the cost and the government machinery that is involved into the election procedure, and it will improve, it will help us to focus more upon the governance improvement. But secondly, the consent of whole states are required, and with the election being done of the 5 states in last year, it would be difficult to synchronize the elections. And thirdly, we can also have some issues if Article 356 is involved, or the government breaks down of the states. So there can be a solution if we can, for example, if there is a no confidence motion in the states, if we can also bring a confidence motion so that the stability of the state can be maintained. We need the consensus of this whole states so that we can go into this direction.
But my question remains unanswered.
Yes, sir.
Should we go ahead with this or should we not? You've listed both the pros and cons. What's your opinion?
I believe that the consent of the states are necessary because it can involve the intermingling of regional and national issues. So, yes, sir.
Recently, there was a news regarding some young people of India participating in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think are the steps that can be taken to prevent such things from happening in future?
Yes, sir. Firstly, we need to know what is the basic major reason they have gone for providing secondary assistance and not to get directly deployed at the grounds. Secondly, our ministries need to work ensuring that their rights are protected there, and repatriation should be made.
One final question for you, Suman.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a statement. I would like to have your interpretation on that.
Yes, sir.
It says that we are not what we are. We are what we are not.
So it means that we try to get into the standards and the belief that other think of us instead of knowing that who we are.
So it is basically talking about your potential, that whatever the present state we are in, that is not the end product.
Okay.
We are full of possibilities.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We often hear that agriculture is backbone of Indian economy.
Yes, sir.
How is it so? How is agriculture the backbone of Indian economy?
Yes, sir. Sir, agriculture contributes to 18% of the GDP. And it is low as per the secondary and tertiary sector. But I believe that the rest of the 82% would be not able to be achieved without the agriculture sector. It is the basis which provides the raw material, say the manufacturing sector processes it, and the tertiary sector ensures that the movement and the transportation and storage is made.
Okay, what else? Is this the only reason that it is considered the backbone?
Sir, agriculture sector ensures the food security, which is necessary for the national security.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? There are so many aspects of a strong Indian economy, or any economy for that matter.
Yes, sir.
It's not just the GDP.
Yes, sir.
What else is provided by agriculture to a nation?
Sir, sorry, I'm not able to understand the question.
No problem. Let's move ahead. India has a certain stand on agriculture in WTO,
Yes,
and
sir.
WTO has certain rules and regulations that India partly follows.
Yes, sir.
Can you throw some light on that?
Sir, regarding the recent WTO meet,
The basics. What are the rules that
Yes, sir.
WTO follows or requires its nations to follow?
yes, sir.
And why India does not follow those rules, and what is India's stand on agriculture in WTO?
Yes, sir. Sir, at WTO, we have agreement on agriculture, which have the subsidies being divided into green, blue, and amber box. It is said that according to the de minimis rules, the developed countries can provide 5% of the subsidy of their production at 1985, and the developing can provide to 10%. However, since the Bali package, we can see that we are not able to come at a consensus, majorly because India is an agrarian country, and India has also highlighted that the subsidies that we provide is to a farmer is $300 per year, as compared to USA, which is providing $40,000 per year. Along with regarding the 10% rule, we have questioned the way that the subsidies are being decided. It is overestimated for India. We provide 13.7% of the subsidies. So we want more flexibility in the food stock holding and to provide the subsidies.
So how does MSP violate the rule created by WTO, and how does PM Kisan not violate the same rule?
Yes, sir. Sir, MSP violates the WTO rules because it is not just the guaranteeing of the prices, it is also the supply and demand that has to be seen, and ensuring that the trade is fair at the world level. However, in the second stance, in PM Kisan, it is the assistance that is provided to our farmers so that their social security can be maintained.
Okay. Last question. Why does it happen that we often have viral fever or bacterial infections or cold and cough kind of issues when there is a change of weather? Why does it happen? What is the science behind it?
Yes, sir. So the body needs to change according to the season, and I believe second, pollution can be one of the reasons.
No, let's remove pollution. Even in non-polluted countries, people get sick all the time. So what happens to the body that it catches virus or bacterial infections more often when there is a change in weather?
So with the change of the weather, we need to change ourselves also to ensure that the temperature of the body can be maintained, and the food habits needs to be changed seasonally. So I believe that
Okay,
that may be
fine.
the reason.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Suman. Suman, you are from Sri Venkateswar College.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is Lord Venkateswar?
Ma'am, Lord Venkateshwar is the form of Vishnu, and from Lord Venkatesh, we means destroyer of the sins.
And what is your mother's profession?
My mother is a homemaker.
And you have mentioned housewife.
Sir, ma'am, sorry. This is the term that was available on the site.
Okay, so do you think both the term have different interpretations?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
With the term homemaker, we mean that the mother is the one that is taking care of the family, and it is the root of the family. It is providing not just the nourishment and care work, but it is also imparting the values and acting as a hidden pillar that is necessary to the family. With the housewife, we term it as a non-productive form of work that is being done by women.
Okay. And according to you, what is the most challenging problem faced by Gurugram right now?
Ma'am, how much? Okay, sorry. Ma'am, I believe that the rising crime rate against the women is the one. Second is the unplanned urbanization due to which we see urban floods. Thirdly is the water scarcity. Fourth is the air pollution and the lack of green spaces.
And what about waterlogging that Gurugram faces in the rainy season?
Yes, ma'am. It comes under urban floods, and waterlogging is largely due to the soil degradation that we are facing.
And how it can be curbed?
By changing our cropping pattern, by following the drainage patterns like horizontal drainage or vertical or bio drainage, and by ensuring that we recycle the water and use micro irrigation. So these can be the measures.
Your optional is agriculture.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the percentage of women participation in agriculture?
Ma'am, it is said that 80% of the economically active women are largely participating in agriculture.
And what was the allocation to agriculture in this interim budget?
Ma'am, it is 1.27 lakh crore.
I'm sure you must have heard about the farmers' protest.
Yes.
So do you think our agricultural policy is flawed?
No, ma'am. I believe that agricultural policies are really progressive. They are in the right direction. They are trying for the diversification. They are providing assistance to the farmer. They are going for the technological reforms and marketing reforms. And together we can see that we will have prosperous farmers and progressive nation.
And then why are the farmers of Punjab and Haryana so unhappy?
Ma'am, government has also come up with its own plan that it can guarantee the MSP over 3 major crops, that is the maize, cotton and the pulses. But the farmers are unwilling, and they want the MSP to be legalized for all 23 crops, which is not feasible for the government to take in, as it has to maintain the balance between the farmer rights and consumer rights.
What are GM crops?
Ma'am, GM crops are genetically modified crops that involves foreign DNA, which is being inculcated into it to change their genetic and their genetic and phenotypical type of the nature, which can influence them, and they can help us to get higher yields.
What is the full form of BT?
BT? It is Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria.
My last question, what are phytosanitary measures?
Yes, ma'am. Phytosanitary measures comes under WTO, which involves that a clean trade should be promoted, and ensuring that the quarantine measures are being taken so as to ensure that there is the contamination do not occur, and the plants do not contain weeds and take it to the other nation and harm their biodiversity.
Please wait outside for a minute.
Thank
and
you, sir.
we'll call you back.
May I come in, ma'am?
Yes, please come in. Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
So the board was happy to have interacted with you. How did you feel? How did the mock interview go?
Sir, I believe I need to work upon my speech and to dwell deeper into some of the subjects.
Okay. We felt your answers were quite okay. But I think after a while, perhaps you got lost. Maybe while framing, in your mind, you were framing the answers. So that perhaps you need to do a little more practice. When is your interview?
Sir, it's 19th of March.
19th. So you have a few days and you can practice a little bit more. Answers should be crisp because the time is limited. And initially you started off well, but I think later on you got somewhat, I think, sometimes it happens that while you are giving interview, you feel that you are perhaps not able to give the answer which you would have liked to give. So don't let that weigh on your mind. Forget about it and go to the next question. And that is one. Second is that you should, if you're not very sure, then instead of trying to find answers in your mind and in the meantime saying something, you say, can I take a few seconds and then answer the question? So that is another way. You have any questions for the board? Anything?
There are some personal questions. Sir asked a very personal question about women. Are they safe in India? I think it's very important to personalize the answer at that point. आप कितना भी generic answer दो, at that point, it will not make sense, because as a person who's trying to discuss something with you, you will not be able to reach out to me. I will lose my interest in you as an interviewer if you're not personalizing that answer. So knowledge is good at a lot of aspects, but try to identify whether what the question's demand is. So if the question is demanding you to be more personal, you to be more not just giving the answer, but trying to discuss the problem, then delve into that so that they can create a discussion out of it. That's it.
Also, you can drape your sari in a clean way.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your mother or your sister is at home?
My mother is at
They
home.
can help you. Yeah. Okay.
And be a little crisp in the answers. You're going a little long. The interviewer has to wait for you to finish for the next question. So a little, be precise. Otherwise, you're good.
My feeling was that, as I said earlier, that you are perhaps thinking for what to say, and in the meantime, you continue saying something else.
Yes, sir. I'm not able to formulate it rightly.
You can say, yeah, may I take a few seconds, and then give the answer.
All answers cannot be given with the same strength and content. You are in habit of saying firstly, second, third, fourthly. So in some questions, you will not be having those many points, and they are taking somewhere at all on your mind that this answer I have not given properly, and then you just slipped. So it's okay. In some answers you give with full confidence, some you may not be having that much, but ultimately you should have confidence. Okay?
All right.
That's it. All the best.
Good luck to you.
God bless.